Hey, everybody, it's Carol Morris here at the Visibility Room on air. And I have with me today's special guest, Nadeem Bajwa. Nadeem, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I am so excited to talk to you because your story is incredible. So, Nadeem is an owner of Papa John's, but he's not just any franchise owner, he is the Mac Daddy franchise owner.
You're very kind. Thank you.
Yeah, Nadeem, how many franchises do you own now?
Well, currently we have 278 Papa Johns, and we will be, before the end of the year, we'll be building probably another 10. So we
Wow.
have in pipeline. So yeah, gonna get pretty close to 300 by the end of the year. So
Oh my gosh. Congratulations on everything. And you and
thank
I
you.
had an opportunity to talk before we hopped on today. And
Yeah,
your story is really amazing. And one of the things that I want to do with the on air sessions is to bring the essence of leadership and visibility and what that does to promote a business.
yeah.
And I would love for you to share the story of how you got started in Papa John's and how you went from that first entry level position to
Sure.
now almost 300 franchises.
Yeah. Well, I there was no plan really. Didn't plan. Always wanted to have my own business because I didn't think I was smart enough to be doctor and banker or whatnot. Because majority of my family is, very educated, and so I did finish college with few degrees, multiple degrees, but that was also kind of pushed because of pressure. But when I came to US and started delivering, first job was dishwashing, 425 an hour, just like entry level when I was in school, and then got a delivery job at Domino's, and then delivered for Domino's a little briefly, and then when Papa John's came in town, I was in Fort Wayne, Indiana, started working for Papa John's, and until then, the plan was just thought and vision was that one day I want to have my own business, but
Yeah.
at the same time, there was a potential of like thinking maybe working for a corporate job also. But when I started delivering pizza for Papa John and started taking a look at things, I was about 22 years old at that time, and
Mhm.
just fall in love with Papa John instantly.
What was it about Papa John's that made you so convinced that that was the place that you wanted to grow your business? Because there's a million and one franchises out there.
Correct.
What was it that Papa John's offered that really said to you, yeah, this is where I'm going to stake my claim?
A business model and product. Honestly, the product,
Hmm.
because the crust and the ingredients. I mean, it is truly better ingredients, better pizza,
Hmm.
and there is a reason that we call that. But it was really product and the business model and the brand story, how it was built. Um, from broom closet and the story behind it, how the founder John really thought about bringing that to life. That's
Hmm.
pretty admirable.
And did you feel like his story matched your story in the essence of, you're starting with not a real plan and kind of a plan from scratch that's just grown out of determination? Did you see
Well,
yourself in his story?
his story. I mean, it would be. I would not compare because he had to figure out a lot, and so there is no no comparison. Starting, and I mean, from broom closet, starting selling pizzas from the bar, from his father's bar. I mean, that was a really, I mean, bringing it out of bankruptcy and then
Oh,
creating the
wow.
model. For
Hmm.
me, what was easy was John had figured out all the tough part, I guess, when he found it. And for people like me who had a
Yeah.
passion and, to grow, they had a model to go by. And at the end of the day, obviously, it's really, how much effort you put forth, but
Yeah.
it is a huge plus having the business model and already figured out and the product. I mean, the main thing is really the product, the pizza we sell.
Hmm.
So figuring out, I mean, is the much bigger task than taking over a model and then going with it. So
Yeah, and that's one of the glorious things about franchising, right? Is that it's a proven model, it's a proven method that you get to step
absolutely.
into. That being said, it's still a business that you have to run. Tell me a little bit about how did you get to so many franchises? There has to have been a strategy, and even if
Sure.
maybe, when you started that was not the plan, the non-plan came to fruition.
Yeah, no,
So
absolutely.
what were the
Well,
steps?
yeah, well, when I started delivering, and then for few years I, manage multi-unit also
Mhm.
with another franchisee, which I'm blessed that years later we own that, where I used to deliver pizzas also, that area also, which is like pretty phenomenal feeling, if you will.
Mhm.
But in 2002, opened first Papa John, and the plan was never to go 50, 100, 200. The original plan was originally signed for two Papa John units. When I
Yeah.
opened the first one, and the start, even though we did very well, but
Mhm.
start first couple of weeks were pretty rough. Even though I was managing business for someone else, and I thought it would be easy to have my own business also. But even though you do most of the task and work, what you do as an owner when you're managing for someone, but still owning
Mhm.
business is a different, something totally different. So I've had a couple of hiccups. You can call it small failures. But what I learned very soon was that it is not really a pizza business, it's a people business.
Mm.
Uh, so what I learned pretty quickly is it's not a solo flight. You cannot fly solo. You have to have
Yeah.
good people around you. And when you find people, I mean, it's not easy to find good people sometimes. But the challenge is when you find people who carry your passion, then if you want to grow, they want to grow also.
Yeah.
So you cannot just only think about your growth. You have to think about their growth also, or they will not be around you because they
Yeah.
carry the same, passion. So that's where the plan changed from 10 to 12 units to 50 and 100 and then 200. And now the plan is, I think, the targeting is I'm targeting 500 Papa John's
Wow.
units along with other businesses and other looking at other areas also. And Papa John's have brought a lot on the plate, but it is, yes, that's how. So it was never planned to have 100 or 200 units or whatnot. It just happened. I mean, a lot of things in life, where I'm at, were honestly not planned.
Mhm.
it it did the best I could, did the best our team could under the given circumstances, and got lucky, and things worked out and grew from there.
Yeah. Well, I think luck obviously I mean, I think luck has a lot to do with a lot of things, but luck supported by strategy and gosh, just the grit to get it done is so
Yeah,
amazing. What other things are on your plate? Because I know it's not just all about Papa John's. I know that
sure,
you've got some other things going on. Tell us a little bit more about other business adventures for you.
sure. Well, when I came in QSR, when I started building Papa John's, I realized with QSR have changed a lot,
Mhm.
more competitive than 15, 20 years ago. Margins are squeezed over the years, and so just gotta just gotta stay ahead of the game, if you will, and
Yeah.
try to look for efficiency. And that's where my mindset started changing a little bit. That instead of getting thing what other people have built or bring them on the table, maybe I just need to start looking for problems, and then we solve those problems to bring efficiency on the table. So when we had like 4 or 5 units, we started doing our own accounting back at the house. You go to
Mhm.
regular accountant, and you pay monthly fee, 500, $600 or whatnot per unit. And we thought it was, you know quite expensive. And I'm fortunate that in this business, I have partners who are my brothers for the most part, and ex-bankers, and they're actively involved on the backside with the finance, if you will. And so we started doing our own accounting in-house, and then we grew that. And fast forward, there was no plan to grow that, but now we are just with word of mouth and economics, that how economical we are, as compared to others, and what all we do. We don't do regular accounting. We do
Mhm.
like daily KPI reporting, and if you name it, everything, taxes, whatnot, whatever we do for us. So
Yeah.
then other people jumped on, and right now we are doing accounting for about 15 different brands,
Wow.
and then the price is probably we do more work and charge much less than a regular accountant. So people, now we are actually not only QSR, we are outside QSRs also. The same thing was, when around COVID time,
Mhm.
Papa John's was kind enough when I pushed to trust me to have our own call center, and
Oh,
because labor shortage, and
right.
so we started with our own locations, and today I'm fortunate to be fast forward 3 years later. I am Papa John's actually vendor and working with other brand also, and we are servicing about over 2,000 units, and from
Wow.
multiple countries and two languages, in English and Spanish, and not just for Papa John's. And they're like, obviously they're like, security measures and
Sure.
PCI compliances and all that stuff we learned. Because, and when I was learning that all, doing it for ourselves and other, and then I realized we hired a lot of people, because you have to comply by all the regulations or whatnot for the
Mhm.
PCA compliances and Chinese wall, if you will, and ended up having our own tech company. Right now, we are
Oh,
building different, yeah. Right now, we're building different apps, and the latest one is, we're bringing on table that we are already using in our restaurants. Uh, you know, Something new. It's a new app that really, you know, uh, smoothens the back office and your operations, and the
okay.
communication part. Whether, normally, I'll give you an example. For, normally, if something is broken in the store, right, you have to call local mechanic or whatnot, and then
Yeah.
who approves it. When you have the big infrastructure, over 200 multiple people layered, that who have to approve. So we understand, team needs to know that how to keep an eye on things. So it's just app that that just flows all the work through, from front end when something goes wrong to the back end.
Mhm.
So everybody's in loop, all the people who are going to approve. So, and our vendors also are on that. So it's pretty neat. And we are about to launch, official launch pretty soon. We have been testing in-house with our almost
Mhm.
300 locations. So, and any more problem, any more challenge that comes on table, we feel that we have now infrastructure that we can see if we can build in house, and
Yeah.
not only take advantage ourselves, but help other people also. And here's the thing, that what I've learned is that a lot of companies out there, you can, for all a lot of problems that are not problems, I would say, because
Mhm.
margins are getting squeezed because of
Yeah.
competitive environment and customer wallet also. Because at the end of the day, we have better ingredients, better pizza. I truly feel that. But
Yeah.
but customer has to be willing to pay for more, right? So when customer wallet is, customer is now willing to spend more money, then
Mhm.
they want to buy even though better pizza, but they don't want to pay much higher than other pizza places also.
Right.
So we have to tweak the business model to make it work. So, and that's where other companies out there who have technology companies who bring a lot of solutions on the table. The difference is there are a lot of tech-minded people are working. So a lot of
Mhm.
time, I'm not very tech savvy. Like I said, I have people around me. I believe in having smarter people around me. I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. Otherwise, I
Mhm.
won't learn anything new. So
Right.
these
Right.
other products out there are may be good, but they are not built by the operator's mindset, if that if you will. So there are a
Mm-hmm.
lot of solutions out there. That's why, in the past, I've seen a lot of using a lot of solutions from outside, which are built well, but there you have to make a lot of tweaks to make it convenient for your operators, because the challenge
Right,
in the
right.
restaurant is, Karyl, that operators priority for operator or for general manager in the restaurant is to serve the customer, make the best product
Mhm.
and customer experience, right?
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
but they don't have a lot of time to sit down, work on computers. So
Mhm.
that is the least important in their mind, right? So,
Right.
so that experience has to be very convenient and easy and take the least time and user friendly, and that's what we focus on, if that makes sense.
I love I love this story so much because I'm a firm believer in listening to what's not being said, keeping an eye out for problems that people may not even understand that they have, and you have so capitalized on that, right? There's other people that could do what you've done, or they offer those services, but they don't offer the services in the way that your company needs them. And for you guys to be able to now go from being a pizza company to a tech company
Yeah,
to a customer solution custom and service company is so amazing. And kudos to you
thank you.
for having that mindset where it's what can we do? What can we do better? Not, oh, this is a dead end or we need to shift
Right,
to somebody else's solution. It's no, let us create the solution that's best for what we already are doing. And then not only that, but sharing it with other people is
absolutely.
amazing, really
Thank you.
amazing. So I love that. I have some quick questions for you. Are you ready?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yes, so these are our 5 rapid fire questions. So, when it comes
Okay.
to first impressions, what do you want others to remember about you?
That I've done good job, and I've been able to surround myself with good people and took care of them, and that loyalty is two-way street. So I did something good for my family and friends and my team.
I love that. And what's your favorite way to connect with people? Speaking of your family and your team?
Well, I use WhatsApp and text messages, both I like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys do a lot of team events? Do you try and keep your team um, what do I want to say? Do you try and keep the team between all of these different locations? Do they have an opportunity to connect with one another, or is everything just kind of
Yes.
separated within
No,
the?
absolutely. And this is the part that I miss with the growth, even though growth is exciting, that
Hmm.
when I had about up to 80 Papa John's units,
Yeah.
I had memorized all the store number locations. So people did not have to call me and say, or corporate or anybody, hey, your location in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I would
Hmm.
remember store 598, which store five. So I would
Wow.
remember the general manager's name. But
Hmm.
once I started getting older and we got more than 80 units, now I have to keep track on paper,
Yeah.
obviously, but I have the team who have been around me. Majority of my senior leadership have been around me. Minimum timeline is tenure is 15 years plus.
Wow.
So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
and so all almost 300 units have my cell number, but I don't get calls because my a lot of calls. But if I do, I answer. So my
Hmm.
senior leadership, I interact on like daily and weekly basis. There are calls weekly, then they're like multiple times a year we get together, whatnot. And then I visit markets. For example, once a quarter, I go to Jacksonville, Florida, and I go to Phoenix, Arizona,
Hmm.
and I get together. I have a lunch with all the general managers, like in Jacksonville, about 30 units, 30 general managers, and all
Yeah.
leadership and whatnot. So once a quarter, I go out there in the markets and get people together. But it's not like it used to be that I would go and visit all the units in a,
Yeah.
each quarter. But absolutely. So I figure out the way to connect with people. My number is
Hmm.
out there. My communication is always out there. And if you go and ask any team member, they know me well and they feel that they are in touch with me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I love that. Well, and just knowing that they have the ability to get straight to you if they need to, I think that's amazing. All right, so what builds credibility faster? Expertise, presence, or consistency?
Well, consistency and attitude.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And it seems like the consistency is one of the foundational things that you use
absolutely.
within your business. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, the reason I say attitude is because, we all go through tough times. Every brand, every
Hmm.
person, individual, we all go through the cycles. And I always tell everybody there has to be expiration date for anyone, including our attitude, anger, negativity. Because, and you laugh, every year when we have year end meeting, then we talk about next year budgets or whatnot and
Hmm.
with my senior leadership. And I always start meeting with, hey, I want to know what you could have changed if you were in my shoes,
Hmm.
what company is not doing right, and what Papa John's as a brand or other things we are doing are not doing anything right. And I
Yeah.
take feedback. And then whatever I can fix, I tell them, hey, we are going to address this. Thank you for the feedback. And then I
Hmm.
tell them, things we are not going to be able to address because certain things we control, some certain things we
Sure.
don't, and certain things we should not change, even though they are difficult because change is always difficult but needed. And after we have that conversation for first half hour, then we don't talk about anything negative. We talk about how we're going to get better. So the
I love that.
attitude, yeah, attitude is, consistency can be in a bad attitude too, which can
Hmm.
be disaster. So that's
Yeah.
why attitude is extremely positive attitude. Positivity is extremely important with consistency.
Yeah. What do you think is the biggest trust killer then? That attitude?
Well, yes, I would say not attitude is one of them, and the
Hmm.
second thing is your word, your actions.
Yeah.
Just the trust deficit. It can be disaster and can be downfall for any organization. So that's why I'm always very careful what I commit to.
Hmm.
Sometimes I'm not the most popular when I make decisions, but the
Hmm.
reason I am very transparent because I don't want anybody to come back to me tomorrow that they felt differently. I just said something for them to make them feel good,
Yeah.
and I did not deliver. So credibility, absolutely, yeah.
Love that. Love that. What is one leadership lesson that sticks with you?
Well, uh, developing leaders for tomorrow because individuals only live for certain time. The organizations, great organizations, are built to last for generations to come. So
Yeah.
leadership should, obviously self-reflection,
Hmm.
self-evaluation is extremely important to make sure you continue to better yourself. And it's very hard to criticize yourself and but work continue to working leaders for tomorrow to continue your vision and legacy is extremely important.
I love that. Last question for you. What is up next for Nadeem? What's on the horizon for you?
Well, it's every time if somebody asks me a question, I have not planned. I mean, I did not know 10 years ago where I was going to be. I just
Yeah.
want to do, my vision is to continue to grow and continue to do a good job for my team, for myself, for my family. And, I enjoy, I don't work. It's not work. I love what I do. So it's not work for me
Yeah.
anymore. So for me, what is next for me is whatever comes, because I've not planned before. The plan is to continue to grow and continue to push, and
Hmm.
so there's no plan, but plan is for growth. Whatever we do, we need to grow and create opportunities for others who
Yeah.
are coming
Oh,
after us.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing your story, Nadeem. Shout out to Amy Elder who connected us together, and you are inspirational. So, here we've talked for about 25 minutes, and I feel better about my day.
Thank you
And
so much.
I just, again, kudos, kudos, kudos for open mind, open heart, giving spirit, and digging in and doing the work that attracted you in the first place, and then seeing the open opportunities, and taking the bull by the horns, and making them come true. And again, the gift of not just keeping it within your own company, but giving it to others that are also in need of those solutions is really, really, really commendable. So
You're very
congratulations.
kind. Thank you
Congratulations.
so much. Yeah, thank you.
Well, I am going to order Papa John's for dinner tonight because we
That's
often have it.
wonderful. Thank you for the help. We need to sell a lot of pizza. We have a lot of dough for Halloween weekend. So yes.
Okay. That's hilarious. You're gonna make pumpkin pizzas. Too funny.
Not
Well,
this year, but we have jack-o'-lantern, so we have
yeah,
something for Halloween. So yes, you would
that's
love
awesome.
that.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, when you are in Michigan, my friend, please let me know. We'd love to host you here in the Visibility Room. And in the meantime, take care, and thank you again for sharing your story.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All
You're very kind. Thank you so much.
right. Take care, everybody. We will
Okay.
talk to you another time.